All right, Tim Blankenship here with Divorce661 Daily Perspective, episode 8 already. Today's Monday, and Mondays are always crazy busy. Came into about 120 emails from over the weekend and late Friday night that I didn't get to. Had lots of people reaching out, which is great. Love to help you. It just takes me a little bit of time to get to you, but I did get to everyone today. This Daily Perspective is getting out a little bit late because I want to make sure I called everyone back and got everyone set up. So super busy day, like I said. I think we started 3 new divorce cases. All of them have already been e-filed with the court. We finalized 2 judgments today. They were approved by the court, 2 different ones. And we're going to talk about a couple different things today, aside from the type of cases that I took on. I'm going to talk about timelines with the court. We're going to talk about the fact that you guys are really doing a good job watching the videos and listening to the content I'm putting out in regards to, sorry, I'm not looking at you, I'm looking at my notes, talking about how to save money on court fees, how to not file the response if you're amicable, not filing your property declarations, don't put in your personal information out there to be taken by someone. We're going to talk about, and I'm going to do a special video on this later in the week, but true default divorce cases where there's no agreement. We had a lot of calls on that where one spouse is not cooperating, not participating, not fighting it, just doing absolutely nothing, which can be even worse than them actually fighting it. We're going to talk about that in another video. We're going to talk about how unemployment is kind of a benefit right now for filing, and talk about restoring your maiden name and certified copies and a whole lot more. So let's get into the topic here. I don't want to waste your time, and I'm going to probably make this one 10 or 12 minutes, so a little bit shorter than normal. So I think my message is getting through to you guys. I just got a notification from YouTube. I've now done 2,500 videos of various lengths, from short videos, 6 seconds to a minute, to up to an hour training, showing you how to do your own divorce. But most of my calls, folks have already watched a lot of my videos, so they already are pretty sold on my service. They just want to double check something specific to their case, a certain question they have particular to them that I'm always happy to do. By the way, you can always go divorce661.com, and there's a tab for free consultations. You get access to my calendar. So if you do want to chat before you pay me, it's not required, but happy to do that as well. But what I'm saying is people are really getting a lot of good information. I'm glad you're watching my videos and not someone else's, because there's a lot of bad information out there as well. In fact, many of the questions clients have are about, well, this other person said this and you're saying that, which is correct. And of course it's me. But go to the authority, listen to what I have to say. And what I'm saying is based off 11 years of experience in doing this. And it's more from a procedural tactic in getting your cases through the court when you guys get stuck, or if you're starting with me from scratch, we just getting it done correctly from the get-go. So in this case, we had a client call, well, not a client, a prospective client call that really had it all down pat. Said, hey, we're amicable. I was just about to do my own divorce. I found you, found your videos, found them helpful. I'm glad we're not going to have to file the response and pay that fee since we're cooperative. The court was telling us, because we went down to the courthouse to get the paperwork, and one of the forms is the FL 160 property declarations, and they're telling us that that's required. They are not. That was a conversation we had. So I'm glad that I can save people both time and money and frustration by kind of cutting through to what actually has to be done to get your divorce complete. Next subject. I had another paralegal firm who is only handling one spouse. So I had a consultation today with a gentleman who said, my wife already filed for divorce. She used a paralegal firm out somewhere in LA where they live. And when I called them to discuss, getting through it, they said that they're only helping his wife, and I've talked about this extensively. If you are amicable and you want help getting your divorce through the process, there's no way you can do that through a service that's not going to work with both of you. I work with both spouses. In fact, it's mandatory. If you say my spouse is going to go somewhere else, or they're not going to be involved, or anything else than me working with both of you collectively throughout the process, I'm not going to take you on, because the likelihood of it going through amicably is lessened considerably. So take a look at this. So this gentleman called me because the paralegal his wife hired would not talk to him, and So he's saying we're amicable, we're talking, we're in agreement, but I have questions that I want to get answered and they won't answer my. So now I need to go find someone to do my paperwork. And that doesn't make any sense to me. So this spouse hired this paralegal firm to do their paperwork amicably, but they're only going to do one side of their paperwork. So that's going to force husband to go out and get someone else. I couldn't help him. I could help him, but again, that's not the practice that I have. I said, you guys are welcome to come both use my service and I can take you both on and we'll, just transition that way. So he's going to talk to her and see if they want to move services over here because it's just going to set them up for failure. He's going to have to find someone. If she stays where she's at, he's going to go find another paralegal firm or an attorney and get fed up. And then they're no longer amicable because they don't have someone as a neutral third party coordinating the process and answering both their questions. All right, today I was telling you I was super busy. 2 LA County judgments I e-filed today, and they were also approved today. Clients are very happy when we can get their divorce done in LA County in just under 5 weeks. I talk about it a lot with the e-filing system. It's been a game changer with the divorce process. It's still 6 months before they're officially divorced. But could you imagine 31 days after you hire me, you have a divorce decree in your hand signed by the judge that has a date typed out saying when the divorce was done. For instance, this client that we finalized today, and by the way, these are same day approvals. Once we submitted the judgment, they were approved. We filed this case back in early August. The date of service was September 5th. I'm just looking at it here. And it's been approved as of today, September 9th at 3:41 this afternoon. And their final divorce date will be March 6, 2024. And that's because of the 6-month cooling off period. That still applies. But this is what I keep talking about. We can get your divorce done before the 6 months. You still be married. So until, what was the date? March 6, 2024. This couple is still technically married on paper, but they have a divorce decree, all their agreements, terms, custody, whatever else is involved in your case, signed by the judge, and they're done. All that'll happen is miraculously on March 6, 2024, they will no longer be married at all. So on top of the 2 LA County judgments we finalized, we had 3 new LA County cases come in and 1 Ventura case. All of those can be e-filed, which is nice. Most counties can e-file, although I just talked to someone in Sacramento County and had to inform her that we cannot e-file with them yet, plus a few other counties in California. LA County, we usually get same-day filings. Of the 3 that we filed, like I said, they were all already filed. The Ventura case we filed usually takes 3 or 4 days to get back from the court. However, the date on it is the date that we submitted. So we submitted on 10/9, and it doesn't get actually processed by Ventura until, say, Friday. What would that be? 9, 10, 11, 12, 13th. Friday the 13th. Then, but the date it'll show filed will be the date we submitted. So we don't lose any time on that. Also want to talk about fee waivers. I filed one of the LA County cases I filed today was a fee waiver case. And this was specifically on the fact that one of the spouses were unemployed. So in this case, the wife had called me and actually spoke with both spouses, and it was determined that one of them was unemployed. The wife was originally going to be the petitioner. And again, it makes no difference in an amicable divorce who the petitioner is. But once I discovered that the husband was currently unemployed, I said, hey, let's make you the petitioner. Again, makes no difference, and we can get your court fees waived. And with the new court fee waiver that was recently updated, they now added unemployment as an automatic qualifier, which is different from before, because in the past, if you said you're unemployed, they'd want to still see it wasn't an automatic qualifier. You couldn't say I'm unemployed and get your fee waiver approved. You would say, yeah, unemployed, as far as, listing the name of an employer, and then you still have to use your income, what you're getting from unemployment, and include your spouse's income or all family income in the household, and that would usually not allow the fee waiver to be approved. In this case, we just marked unemployed. We don't have to do anything else on the fee waiver request, and it was automatically approved. Again, we got same day approval on that LA County case as well, and they didn't even question it. They didn't ask for an unemployment, something from an employer showing he was laid off. They didn't ask for a EDD, something showing income or that he's unemployed. They just took it at face value. I mean, you are signing it under penalty of perjury. So there is that. But yeah, it wasn't verified. But yeah, I thought it was going to take a while to get approved, and it was not a problem. Next thing I want to talk about is restoring your maiden name. If you are going through divorce and you've had your name for a long time, or maybe you have kids and you took your husband's last name, and what is very common is that the spouse, mom, will want to keep the last name because it matches the kids' names, and so they won't want to have that restored. Or maybe you just had the name for 40 years. We just did divorce cases; they were married 40 years, so maybe you're more that name than your maiden name. But in most cases, I'd recommend you request restoration of your maiden name, and here's why. When we do the settlement agreement and judgment, there's a section on there where we can mark petitioner or respondent requests restoration of your maiden name back to X, whatever your maiden name was. So the divorce gets approved. Like in this case, this was a similar situation. Their divorce is done, signed by the court as of today, not officially approved until not I shouldn't say it's approved, but not they won't be officially divorced until March 6, 2024. And she's restoring her maiden name. And she really wanted to get that done. Like, can I do that now? She messaged me, say, hey, I know my divorce is approved, but can I change my name now? The issue with that is, so yes, you do have a court order for that. But what we're learning through our clients is that most of the government agencies, Social Security, DMV, passport offices, are not just allowing you to bring in the copy we get from court. They want an actual certified copy from court. And unfortunately, the courts will not certify your judgment until the actual 6 months have passed, because they know that technically, anytime between now and, in this case, March 6, 2024, the parties could go back to court and say, hey, we changed our mind. We're within the cooling off period. We want to stop the divorce. And they will. Easier said than done, but that is a possibility. So until that time has passed, the courts will not certify it, because it is done, it is approved, but the 6 months haven't passed. So in this case, she'll have to wait the 6 months. And then I told her, once this date's passed, I gave her the link to LA County to where she can order directly online and get that certified copy, so then she can change her name back. So hope these are helpful. This was episode 8 of the Divorce 661 Daily Perspective. We'll talk to you next time.